Welcome back to Catherine's Plates, where it's always simple, easy, and delicious in my kitchen. I'm Catherine, and today I'm going to be bringing you a lasagna with a twist. So why don't you grab your ravioli, I think that's the twist, and then let's make a lasagna. Let me show you everything we're going to need to make our ravioli lasagna. I'm going to start with our ground beef, cottage cheese, Parmesan cheese. Now that's just at the end of it because I have family members that like to sprinkle Parmesan cheese across anything that's Italian. Cheese raviolis, now this is a frozen bag, pasta sauce, mozzarella cheese, and then we have Italian seasoning, salt, pepper, and then I'm going to be sauteing down some green bell pepper and onion. And now I have a little bit of butter here, and I'm going to show you where that comes into it. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is cutting my green pepper, and I'm going to cut the onion too, just into dices, and I'm going to start sauteing those down. I like big pieces in my lasagna or in, like spaghetti sauce. All right, what I'm going to do now is go ahead and turn on my burner. Now I'm using an extra wide pan here, and to that I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of butter, and I'm going to add some oil to my pan here. All right, I'm going to go ahead now and start having my pepper saute down. Get those nice and coated with the butter and the oil. Now, I tend to use a lot of avocado oil because I just like the flavor of it. All right, I'm going to go ahead now and get my onion chopped up. Okay, y'all, tell me, what do you like in your spaghetti sauce? What vegetables? I'm not a mushroom fan, so you won't see mushrooms in there, but you can certainly put them in there. Okay, so how I cut my onion is I make slices through it 3/4 of the way before you get to the back end of the onion. And then I just stand it on the end, and I drag my knife through it about 3/4 of the way, once, and then twice. Not going all the way through to the bottom, we're not doing that. Then I just lay it down and drag my knife through it, just like that. Okay, I'm going to cook these down for just a few minutes until the onions and the peppers are nice and soft, and then we want the onions to be translucent there. So I've got my ground beef here. Now I'm using 2 pounds here because I'm going to be doing a double batch. Because when I make spaghetti sauce, I like to double it up. And that way I have extra sauce in the refrigerator or the freezer. I've got my meat chopper here, and what I like to do is just push down on the meat and twist and turn. Okay, so what I'm going to do is finish browning up my ground beef here, and then we'll come back and we're going to start seasoning and adding our sauce to it. Okay, so my meat is all nice and browned up, and I also went ahead and I had drained the grease out, and all I did was push the meat off to the side, and I put some paper towels in and absorbed up all of the grease that I could at that point. Okay, so what we're going to do now, so I've got some Italian seasoning, so I'm going to go ahead and shake that in. Some pepper, a little bit of salt. Now I like to add 2 tablespoons of butter. This kind of makes it creamy and softens the flavor just a little bit from the acid in the tomatoes. And speaking of tomatoes, now I have this tomato sauce, easy, right? This is a tomato and basil flavor, Classico brand. You can use any brand you want. So since I'm doubling the recipe today, got 1 going in. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to come back with you after I put in about 1/4 cup of water in there. Now what I like to do is just put the lid on it, give it a shake a few times, get all that yummy goodness out of there. And since I'm using 2 jars, I'm going to go ahead and just pour this one into the other jar and give that a shake. Get all that yumminess out of there. All right, pour that in. All right, let's go ahead and give this a mix. Just carefully. All right, so what I'm looking to do is just simmer this for about 5 minutes. That's it, and then we're going to turn it off. Okay, so what you want to do is just give it a taste and make sure your flavors are where you want them. That's delicious. I'll give it another 4 minutes, and then we're going to start building our lasagna. Now at this time you can go ahead and preheat your oven to 400 degrees. Let's go ahead now and start building our ravioli lasagna. Now I have my meat sauce here that I've prepared. I've got my frozen ravioli here, and I've got some cottage cheese, or you can use ricotta cheese if you'd like. And then I've also got the mozzarella cheese. Let's go. First thing you want to do is in your casserole dish, now this is like a 9 by 13, what we're going to do is put about 2 ladles full of this sauce into the bottom of it. And what this will do is keep the ravioli from sticking to our casserole dish. Okay, a ravioli. Now this is ravioli filled with creamy ricotta and Romano cheeses. Y'all, there are so many different flavors of ravioli out there. Every store has, you know, different flavors and stuff, so just go check it out. These are so great to use. So what we're going to do is lay these ravioli like that, and we're going to cover the whole bottom. Okay, did you see noodles being cooked for this? No way. So that's how this is going to make it easy. And we're going to have the same flavors as a lasagna. Looks good so far. Now we're going to put a layer of sauce over the ravioli. Okay, put it on there like you mean it. Okay, we're going to go ahead now and place our cottage cheese right on top. Right now, I've just got a fork and I'm just going to kind of fleck it out. Okay, let me know, are you cottage cheese or are you ricotta cheese? I grew up with cottage cheese. And, you know, I love the saltiness of it. I've tried ricotta, but, you know, I mean, I like it, but I love the cottage cheese. Okay, we're going to save the rest of this for our second layer. So what we're going to do now is put on a second layer of ravioli. Make sure you lay them on top of the other ones. That way it's easier to cut. So you'll need about 1.5 bags if you're going to do a double layer, which is what I'm doing today, just a double layer. Because, you know, they are double layers on one ravioli, so that's about like four layers almost, right? If you were doing regular lasagna sheets. All right, so 1.5 bags of the frozen lasagna, and these are 19-ounce bags. You got it. Another thing of sauce. Now this is the last layer of meat, so make sure, you know, you load it up. Okay. Now I'm going to put the rest of my cottage cheese on top. All right. There's one more bite in there, and guess what? I get that bite. Okay, so the last layer on here is going to be mozzarella cheese. Now I have a 1 pound bag, which is 16 ounces of mozzarella. And what I'm going to do is just put half of this bag across the top here. But you know, if you want more, put more. You know, it's your lasagna. Okay, it's all done. What we're going to do now is cover it with some aluminum foil. Now I have the non-stick aluminum foil, so I don't need to spray it, but if you're using just regular tin foil, I would kind of spray it lightly with some cooking spray, and that'll help prevent that cheese, that if it hits the tin foil, from sticking to it. Okay. Okay, so what we're going to do now is place this in our oven that's been preheating at 400 degrees for about 30-35 minutes. We're going to pull it out. We're going to take the tin foil off, and then we're going to place it back in the oven for about another 15 minutes until it's nice and golden brown and nice and bubbly. Okay, we'll be back. Okay, so while my lasagna is solidifying somewhat over here, I've got some garlic toast right here. Now this is Texas toast 5 cheese. So I'm going to go ahead and place this in the oven while it's still on, and then when these get done, this will be ready to cut into. Got my fork. I am so ready for this one. That delicious meat sauce, the raviolis, the cottage cheese. The ravioli is so tender. And remember, it had that ricotta and it also had that Romano cheese inside the ravioli. Now you can make this vegetarian. You don't have to put the meat in the sauce, okay? So you can build this up without that meat. And that would make a really good, delicious meal too. Okay, I'm gonna sit here and eat all of this. Okay, so y'all, ravioli lasagna. You saw how simple that was to make, and it's very delicious. Tastes just like lasagna. All right, I have 2 other videos right here. If you want to go check them out, I'll meet you over there. Give me a thumbs up. Make sure you comment down below. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. All right, guys. I will see you on the next episode.